Good afternoon, it's Claudia Antony Zompa, editor from theBrideScoop, and today I have with me Tatiana Abramova, the Gourmet Rambler, our food editor. Welcome, Tatiana.
Thank you, good to be here.
We're taping from Saigon Sisters in the West Loop area, which we just had a fabulous lunch.
Delicious, I highly recommend it.
What was your favorite thing today?
Oh no, that's just not fair. I think my favorite today was the BBQ banh mi, which is the Wagyu beef with barbecue sauce. It was delicious.
It was very good. So to introduce Tatiana as our food editor to our readers and our viewers, we'd like to get to know you a little bit better. I've known you, almost 2 decades?
Yes.
So I know there's almost everything there is to know about you and then some.
And some we will not share.
And some of it we won't share. But tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get here? Why are you interested in food?
Well, I'm originally from Moscow, Russia, and in the Russian culture, food is always the centerpiece of every celebration. And growing up, well, actually, what at the time was actually the former Soviet Union, while food was always celebratory and special, we went through, a shortage of food several times and shortage of ingredients, not a lot of variety. So really, for everyday food for us was just a matter of function, not really anything special.
Subsisting.
Yes, basically. Yeah, we didn't live to eat, we ate to live. When I came here to go to college, I landed in Missouri, which in my opinion is the land of bland. However,
sorry to all of our Missouri viewers out there.
Oh, they know.
They know?
Yeah. And it has its place in time. Somebody with a sensitive palate might be just quite at home in the Midwestern cuisine. However, the variety of options and choices was so vastly improved in my life that all of a sudden I can have just about anything. And I remember looking back at it now, I probably could even pinpoint the moment in time when I stopped eating to live and started living to eat. And that doesn't mean that I became a gourmet or anything. That just means that I was willing to try anything and everything. And everything was foreign because I didn't grow up with any of it. I mean, I remember trying to get somebody to explain to me what a lasagna was. And if you come from a different country that didn't ever focus on dishes like lasagna, the one pot casserole type things, try explaining it to someone, because it's almost impossible.
So then you moved to Chicago.
After college, I moved to Chicago, and this was my first foray into really experiencing ethnic cuisines and challenging my own palate and trying things that were new and different. And Asian food was new, and Latin food, and everything is represented in Chicago. The really good Chinese food, the first experience of dim sum, pho, obviously one of my favorite choices, the Vietnamese beef soup. All these things are represented in Chicago, and I found myself like a kid in a candy store trying just to try everything. And I will literally eat anything, with the exception of raw celery sticks, which is the whole subject, a different subject altogether.
So if anybody's following you on Twitter, it's @Gourmet Rambler.
It's @Gourmet Rambler.
And we know
mostly because I talk too much.
I don't think so.
Well, that's when I came up with the name. That's what it meant.
But we know that a lot of chefs in Chicago follow you. And what is it that makes chefs want to follow you?
I'm an aggressive diner. I'm after the experience.
So what is it? Yeah, tell us what an aggressive diner is.
I'm always after the best possible food experience, the most challenging, the most unusual, the new food experience that I could possibly find. Which makes me a fun subject for the chef, because I basically let them do whatever they want to do. They can cook for me just about anything they want, and I will eat it, and probably like it. And I appreciate the variety. I have a discerning palate. I now know food, and I love food, and I love the art and the craft that goes into creating a dish, and I think the chefs appreciate that.
I remember a Brussels sprout story that you told me. Can you do a quick share of that? I think it's fabulous. It explains to people what Gourmet Rambler is and how she interacts with her chef friends on Twitter.
I think that actually that Brussels sprout story is when the Gourmet Rambler truly was born. I remember my first foray into Twitter, and I was kind of timid and I really didn't talk too much about anything, but I remember posting on Twitter that I had a really delicious Brussels sprout dish at a restaurant, and a chef reaching out to me saying, "Hey, Gourmet Rambler, I will make you the Brussels sprouts that will change your life if you come into my restaurant." And I'm not one to shy away from the challenge, so I said, "You're on. Make me the Brussels sprouts that will change my life." The rest is pretty much history, because I did go in and he made me the most delicious, mouth-watering Brussels sprouts I've ever had, and thus Gourmet Rambler was born.
And if there is a restaurant in Chicago you haven't been to yet, which would it be that you'd like at the top of your list of places to go, or even in the country for that matter?
As far as the country goes, I really would like to dine at Per Se, mostly because I've experienced Thomas Keller. Thomas Keller is the chef that I respect and admire probably the most, and his French Laundry offered me a dining experience in California that I will never forget. So at the top of my list in the country is Per Se, which is Thomas Keller's restaurant in New York City. As far as in Chicago, there's not a whole lot I haven't tried. So
So how about telling our viewers somewhere where you were surprised or delighted that would be something for them to go try?
Everybody in Chicago needs to experience schwa at least once in their life. I think the most avant-garde and adventurous cuisine is happening at the hand of Chef Michael Carlson at schwa, a place that has 20 seats.
And it's a little scary looking from the outside.
Yes, and it always looks closed. It really isn't. So I think that would be my recommendation for anyone who is truly adventurous, because his food is truly not for a faint of heart.
Well, again, we're at Saigon Sisters today, and you can find them at 567 West Lake Street and also on the French Market at Union Station. And if you have questions or suggestions for our food editor, Tatiana Abramova, the Gourmet Rambler, you can always email it to us at editor@theBrideScoop.com. Thank you for being here today. And it's a big bridal world out there. Start here. Thank you.